Welcome back to Beers and Breakevens, heading into finals week 2. Hopefully you didn't completely shit the bed like I last week. Timmy, my finals week 1 just about finished about 20 minutes into the first game of the week, which has been a real reflection of my SuperCoach season as a whole. So we're back to normal transmission where we're heavily focused on Tim's team because it's got a heartbeat and a pulse. How are you, mate?
I really enjoyed that.
Fuck!
It's like I was sort of sitting here going, oh, Guru will win the SuperCoach finals and he'll claim that it was 1-1 in the season. And I'm like, you might be gone already. And I mean, yeah, look, it's a new game, a new format. It's exciting. It's fast. It's furious. But in terms of beers and breakevens, mate, just business as usual.
Nothing's fucking changed. Nothing's new. Oh, what is old is new again. I love it. So, yeah, I'm going to pretend like my team isn't, I'm going to pretend like my rank isn't a train wreck, and I'm just going to play properly for the listeners so you can get my thoughts. Not that I'd be listening to them, but I'm just going to pretend like the house isn't burning.
I tell you what happened. So my side went all right, but last week I said on Playbook and on beers and breakevens that to win this thing, you can't really go a template team and you need to go a little bit left of field, not an entire team, but a few players here and there because everyone will have such similar teams with the best players. Mate, the template team was the best last week. It was literally the best players from SuperCoach. 6 of the top 10 6 of the top 10 most owned players last week were in the top 10% owned. On top of that, Cleary was like 15, Teddy was 17, and then the only two from the top 10 most owned who went poorly were Grant and Brayley. They were like 69 and 63 points. It was pretty much the template team.
Yeah, and I tried to go off template, and the guys I went off with, I almost scored more points sitting on the couch than what Stephen Crichton got, unfortunately. It was very, very tough going. I scored 708, and shout out to everyone who's joined the Roo Crew SuperCoach Finals Comp. If you're one of the 8 individuals that's below me, shame on you. That hurts me to say, but yeah, very grim. I genuinely might be in contention for a wooden spoon in my own competition.
Well, you're coming 8th last, aren't you?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so there's actually only 7 below you.
Yep, my bad. No, I fucked up again. Weird. Who would have thunk it? How are you going, mate? Where are you sitting?
Good week. I'm not ranked as high as I thought I'd be based on how my players went. I scored 933, so I'm ranked 11,000th, which the top score of the week was like 1,080, so it's not far off the mark.
What did you score, sorry?
933.
Yeah, nice. Yep.
And like my worst player was Ethan Strange, who scored 61. He dropped out as my flex. I'm like, fire out, sure I'm going to be better than this. Wow. But as I said, going against that template team, no Eli Katoa, who was top 10 owned and he tunned. Nwangani Tawazi, template team, top 10 most owned, he scored 90-odd. And Munster was the other one. I was like, oh, I've got to get someone somewhere. Munster went 89 or so. So, yeah, mate, a good week and not too far off the mark. It's all pretty tight, obviously, with a lot of players being owned by the same teams. But, yeah, a little pot or two to go off this week and we'll be in with a sniff.
So your lowest scorer that dropped out was who?
Ethan Strange.
And he scored what?
61.
Okay. I had 3 players in my starting side that didn't drop out that scored below that. So that's good gear. Kathmandu, how'd you go, mate?
I'm absolutely stoked. I've actually topped the group.
Have you really?
No way.
Yes, I have.
Fuck yes.
So I've scored 950 and I have to say I put together a decent team. My lowest scoring player was Brayley with 69 as my hooker, but I had Payne Haas, Eli Katoa, Nathan Cleary, Cameron Munster, Brian To'o, Reece Walsh and James Tedesco.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to take a little leaf out of Kempy's book. She obviously works for me, so we're leading. You're in second, you're last as far as I'm concerned.
Look, I'd be concerned except for the fact that I know Kat's going to hoard trades this week and she's going to have about 3
what
people
makes
in
you
her
think that, Timmy?
She's only going to have about 3 players in your team this week.
Big watch on Kathmandu if she can take home her first SuperCoach finals, her first SuperCoach title of Beers and Breakevens.
I might have found my niche, which is just finals period.
Oh, you better lock the fuck in. You're a good sniff here.
I am.
I love this. This is fantastic. Now, Beers and Breakevens, as always, brought to you by Lontel. They had a big launch over the weekend, and believe it or not, the internet's got fucking faster.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. Kempy's been playing games all weekend. He's been fucking pissing in a jar, and he hasn't left the computer all weekend. He's been flying, Kemposaurus.
He has been flying. I'll tell you who's not flying. The big dog at Lontel, Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, you think I'm a Raiders diehard? He makes me look like second tier. And the poor bugger, like I was chatting to him over the weekend and he checked in with me to make sure that I was okay. I was making sure that he was okay. And one of the great men, but look, he's doing it tough at the moment off the back of that Raiders result. So, yeah, spare a thought.
I believe as well his beautiful wife might be a Broncos fan too. So I think life got even harder.
A bit of salt in the wounds there.
Salt in the wounds. Obviously living with a Broncos fan, and I think as I heard over the weekend, he spent all weekend playing computer games with Kempy, also a Bronco cuck of note. So tough weekend.
That's a tough weekend.
Yeah, brutal stuff. Blue Wealth Property as well, guys. Obviously another sponsor for season 2025. We've got a link down below if you want to make a discovery call and get some education off the team at Blue Wealth. Make sure you reach out to them. And shout out to also a friend of the show, Morts. I know you'll be tuning in. Recently left Blue Wealth Property. Obviously, we've worked with him for the last few years, but just a good mate of all of us as well. So shout out to you, Morts. We're going to miss you, mate. He's not dead. We're going to see him around. I look forward to having numerous beers with him. I plan to see him in Vegas again this year, hopefully. So shout out to you, Morts. One of the all-time greats.
One of the great men, Morts. Beautiful man, I should say. And look, we'll miss him, but Blue Wealth will miss him more.
They will. Yeah, big loss, big out.
Tony and him, yin and yang.
Very yin and yang. Yeah.
Who's
Very
the yin
bold.
and who's the yang?
I don't know which one's which, if I'm completely honest.
Well, they're Bowen and Thurston.
They are Bowen and
It's a bit
Thurston.
more on our terms of our audience.
Yeah.
Who's who once again?
Yeah, who's who?
I think.
Be careful here.
Look, for
Be
the sake
very, very
for the sake
careful
of the
here.
sponsor of the show, Tony is Jonathan Thurston.
Yeah, smart footy. A former Canterbury great as well, JT. So, Blue Wealth Property, if you would like to reach out for a discovery call, get your education in the back pocket, make sure you reach out to them. The link is down below in the description. We're getting into team list. Before we do, just a reminder too, guys, about the jerseys. They will be with you probably the week after grand final, if not the week after that. There has been a delay on them that's out of our control, unfortunately. So they will be with you ASAP. They are worth the wait. They are absolute crackers. And yeah, very, very excited to get them out to people. And we appreciate your patience as well.
They are. They're unreal. And as I said, they are worth the wait. Apologies for it. And I'm so confident they'll be happy with the product that, a person I love and care for, Kat Haddad over there, if you're not happy with them, direct message Kat Haddad. That's how confident I am.
Yeah, stop direct messaging us and just flood
Message
Kat's
Kat.
messages. That's a very... And if Kat doesn't reply, send it to Matty the Water Boy too. Just let everyone have it, yeah? Make sure you give it to
I
them.
think they should go straight to Denon.
Oh, okay.
Send him to Kempy.
Okay, send him to Kempy. That's fine.
Via Kat. That's what Kat
but no,
said.
we are getting your messages, guys. We're replying to as many of them as we can, and I appreciate your patience. They will be with you very, very soon. TLT, Timbo?
Yep.
Let's get stuck into it. Now, as far as the Raiders-Sharkies game goes, no major changes here to these two sides. The Raiders running on empty off the back of last week. They'll be getting up again. They are 1-17. For the Sharkies, Britton Nicodeau, he's been named in jersey 14. Tom Hazelden is off on the bench. I would assume, Timmy, Hazelden will come onto the bench. I think if he's available, they pick him. I think Nicodeau probably starts for Billy Burns. In saying that, I thought that last week. Do you see how they're playing out that way?
Yeah, look, you're probably right. I can't believe Britton Nicodeau didn't start last week. Like, I thought he's $1. And look, results speak. And credit to Fitzy, who made the call, started Billy Burns. Nicodeau played like 28 minutes or something.
Did you watch the press conference, Barney?
No.
Oh, no, you were. Okay, so just worth noting in the press conference, Fitzy did mention that during that suspension, he did pick up an injury.
Right.
I think that is the explainer on it all, but he looked good to me in the minutes he was on the field. He looked good. So I would expect him to start, but I'm heaps less confident than I was last week of that after, because Billy Burns, to his credit, he's been going good.
He has, yeah. But on the back of that, provided he's fit and good to go, another week's rest, yeah, I'm with you. I still think Nicodeau starts. Burns, unfortunately, probably drops out because he's played terrific, but Big Tommy, you got to have him there. He's outstanding.
Yeah, if he's available, he has to be
especially
there,
against
right?
the Raiders pack.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's just about it for that game. Not much else to touch on. The Doggies and Panthers, 4:05 p.m. on Sunday. A bit more to touch on here, especially on the extended benches for both sides. So the Bulldogs. They've obviously named Matt Burton in the centres. He will stay there. He obviously moved there in game last week. He'll stay there. Bronson Cherry returns as well. Kiraz and Jethro on the wings. The big news, Galvin has been named at 5'8". Toby Sexton in jersey 7. Forward pack, they're essentially the same. Reid Marnie joins the bench with Toby Sexton joining the starting side. But I guess the big watchers here, mate, Stephen Crichton in jersey 23. I find it hard to believe he'll run out in this one. I think maybe that's a bit of ducks and drapes on the extended bench. Do you think the same?
I feel like, and could be famous last words, but I feel like he could have done his ACL and the Dogs just playing mind games would have named him on the bench, right?
Yeah.
Especially up against his old club and just, what if he's okay? What if it's smoke and mirrors? And I feel like he was always getting named, right?
Yeah, I didn't give it much thought, but I guess it makes sense there. Marcelo Montoya is another one that obviously got a bit of curry with the hip drop the other day with Nico Hines. We spoke to the NRL the other day. They said that, no, like the grading and all that, it went down because Marcelo Montoya is okay. We heard sort of rumours, but he's been named there. If he's available, do you bring him in for Jethro?
They will, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've shown that this year. Even like when Montoya came back recently, Jethro was... he dropped out. I know Tuala dropped out as well. So, I mean, it'd be a bit dramatic from Seraldo and the Doggies to, Montoya to come in and then Burton goes back to the halves and Sexton drops out again, the poor bugger. They couldn't do it to him, could they?
I don't think so. I'll tell you what, though, Jethro, I would play Montoya, but I thought he was good the other day.
Jethro's unreal, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good footballer.
Yeah.
Sam Hughes, he's the other one. Do you reckon he's had any chance to come into this side?
What's the update? I don't know.
What do you mean, what's the update?
Is it purely just no spot for him?
Yeah, has he been injured or just not being picked recently?
Let me check. Great question.
I feel like I haven't seen his name in a few weeks, but I think it would have to be, if someone's going to drop out for him, I think it'd have to be Reid Marnie, which I think it's pretty evident they don't want to run with that forward bench there for whatever reason. I mean, it worked out for them last week, so credit to them. But yeah, a few things to watch on that Canterbury side there. Let's move to the Penny Panthers, 1-7 in the back line. Forward pack remains the same when it comes to the bench. They're all sweet to go. I guess the big talking point, what I was trying to say there in 30 words instead of 4, is they're 1-17.
So can we just confirm the 1-7, the 8-13 and the 14-17 are all the same?
I will make us sit here for an hour and a half if you're not careful, young man, okay? I can talk about my fucking NFL fantasy team for a long time if I need to. Know that.
Cat and I will walk out.
The extended bench, jersey 22, the big watch is Mitch Kenny. I think we spoke about it the other day. They do look a little bit different without him. I think they need him to win a comp. They need him to win this game. I'm not too sure. But Mitch Kenny's really the only one we need to keep an eye on. But even from a SuperCoach point of view, mate, I don't think we're going Mitch Kenny or one of the other hookers anyway. So we're 1-17 essentially, right?
Would you say Mitch Kenny's the genuine truth?
He could be the genuine truth. I thought we'd buried that and forgotten about it. Evidently not. So here we are. You are getting a little bit fiery for me today. Now, you've had a tough week and I'll be kind to you. But you're pissing me off a little bit.
I need it this week. Please be kind.
All right. What do we want to do here? We want to just get stuck into our team. Have you got some stats?
I've got some stats.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Well, we've got a bit of time.
Love Timmy stats.
When there's only 2 games, you've got a bit of time to kill. So I've got some stats. So, mate, what we've got this week, basically, as all degenerate punters like ourselves know, we love and SuperCoach for that matter, edge defences, the weak edge, the strong edges on percentages and all that sort of gear. So, mate, just a few of the better matchups to have a look at this weekend. And if we look at Cronulla's right edge, Hines, Ramian and Katoa, they concede 48% of all the Sharkies' tries compared to 31% on the left. Mm-hmm. So that, when we're talking matchups-wise, it brings into contention the left edge of the Canberra Raiders. So that's it's not overly super relevant centre wing, Chris Tamale, you could, but I think it's really good for Hudson Young and Ethan Strange.
Yeah, big time. And I would imagine your stats would also point out the Raiders' right edge.
Yes. So it's arguably matchup of the weekend.
Yeah.
Raiders right edge, Strange, Timoko and Jed Stewart, significantly weaker defensive edge of the Raiders, conceding 52% of all their tries compared to 38% on the left. And, even looking at those numbers, just eye test. It's just clearly the weaker edge, but that's quite a big discrepancy. So at the Raiders, of their right, so the Sharkies left, your boy, Cal Iro.
Yep.
It brings in Teague Wilton as a sneaky little pod. It brings in Ronaldo Mulitalo. And if you wanted to get real funky, in a tricky position, Braden Trindle off the back of an absolute stormer. Yeah, he was
I like it.
Awesome last week. So, mate, on that left edge, and we'll get to a team shortly, but a few genuine options. Who sort of catches your eye? And I suppose the big one that I've sort of been grappling with my team is I'm sort of thinking that little left edge Sharkies pod, Mulitalo or Iro. Who do you like?
I had Mulitalo originally. He's in my side. I'll tell you the other one that I don't know, and I'm keen to get your thoughts. Maybe I'm out thinking the room. Tell me to shut the fuck up if so. Will Kennedy doesn't really play down the left edge. I just wonder if they are going to go heavy at that Raiders right edge. I think they should. I wonder if you start seeing Nico Hines play out the back, a sweep a little bit.
Yep.
If I was coaching him, it's certainly what I'd be doing. I don't know if it's going to be Trindle or Hines at first receiver, however you want to do it. I'd have one of them sweeping just to create an extra ball player on that edge. It wouldn't surprise me if it is Hines and he collects a stack of points down that side.
So hard to work out the Sharkies halves dynamic because it changed every week, but you're right. It could be Nico going across and playing first receiver and Trindle sweeping, or it could be Trindle hitting Nico. The way they do it and manage to make it work without stepping on each other's toes is mesmerising.
Yeah, when they're on, it's incredible, and I think they will be up and about. I think there's, I've said it for the last few weeks, they're playing with house money, the Sharkies.
Yeah.
It's perfect for them. Teague Wilton interest you at all on that edge?
I really like a couple of other back rowers based on matchups. And, Hudson Young is one of them who was outstanding on the weekend, and he runs at that weaker edge, and he's got Nico Hines, who's been better defensively, but he still has his lapses. So I think the Raiders are going to send a lot through there.
I'll tell you, I don't know if you got any stats to back this up or anything, but I just think your Raiders coming off a 94-minute game, big minutes for their forwards. I like Blake Brayley sniffing around the ruck in this one.
I like both the hookers.
Yeah, they're both good, yeah.
Because, again, looking point of difference, Brayley's the obvious one, and maybe you don't think too hard about overthink it, but the Raiders forwards, they might be a bit gassed, but they're still getting up for a finals game at home. If the energy from the crowd doesn't lift them, nothing will. We know they're an ultra-fit team as well. Really strong defensively through the middle of the Raiders. So that concerns me for Brayley in terms of any attacking stats. Tommy Starling, again, I can see him having success against the Sharkies middles.
Yeah, big watch. I think, obviously, Blake Brayley's going to be the only 80-minute hooker playing this weekend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Makes him hard to leave out.
It does. The way Starling played on the weekend tempts me, but it's 100%. Again, just don't overthink it probably.
How are you feeling about your Raiders forwards? Obviously, you got Corey Horsburgh, Tarpanay, who are normally just automatics in SuperCoach, big scores, coming off a big game like that. It's sudden death footy. They've got no choice but to back the fuck up. But
and I think the late season resting in round 27, and then they had a bye in, I think, round 24, that's huge. I think off the back of those, they'll still have some gas in the tank, but I don't know. It scares the shit out of me. 94 minutes in a final of that intensity, even mentally, what that would have taken out of them. They're a resilient mob, this Raiders outfit, but God, that'd scar anyone, wouldn't it?
I think the other thing worth noting with the Raiders pack and whatnot, obviously the game they played in last week, as much as, mate, it went for longer than the average game, all that sort of stuff, they also spent
a lot of stop-starts.
A lot of stop-start.
Yeah.
This game at night, I watched the Sharkies play last week. I think 20-10, a bit of a tighter game. I think there will be a lot more ball in play in this game.
It's a fair call. There's a lot of stops and starts,
Heaps.
especially across the 94 minutes.
Yeah.
Between Simbins and chatting to refs, and there's a lot of tries scored, and it's a good point.
A lot of tries scored, a lot of goals missed, so a lot of there's just a lot going on. So I do think this will be a closer affair. I think that as per every game in existence, night footy, I think it tends to be a little bit tighter.
Yeah,
than those
bit of dew down in the capital.
Bit of dew down there. I assume it'll be a little bit colder.
Yeah.
Than what it would have been the other day. Do we have any weather conditions going into this weekend?
I think it's meant to be pretty sort of clear across the board. Yeah. So the capital on internet flying. Lontel, shout out, how good. Saturday night. It's a shower or two, 0 to 2 millimetres. But mate, let's not panic about that. It's nothing.
Not that I know what that means anyway, but that's good to hear.
Mate, and then from the other game, look. Penrith, both edges are basically split in. It's about 44% to 42%. No really major weaker edge, but you saw it last weekend. You've seen it all year. We know where they're going to target, and it's Blaze Talangi.
Yeah.
He's the weak link in their side defensively. So I think Blaze on the left brings the right edge back right. The doggies into consideration. That's Jacob Preston, who it's a good matchup. The Cougar. Barry Dawson.
Yeah, he's had a very good finish to the season, Jacob Preston.
And then, mate, lastly, doggies, their regular right edge. Galvin, Crichton, Kiraz concedes 47% of all their tries. When you look at one of the best defensive centres in the game in Stephen Crichton, there you think, wow, surprising. 36% on the left. That is a shout-out to Bronson Sherry, who's outstanding. Sherry comes back in on the left to sort of lock down that edge. And on the right, Critter's probably not playing, so they're going to have a new centre there. It means that the doggies' right edge is going to be relatively vulnerable. Penrith left, that score 51% of all their tries. McLean, To'o, who played left, Blaze Talangi himself, Scott Sorensen.
Hold on. So you're expecting Bronson to play left or right? Because with Matt Burton will play left, won't he?
Oh, yeah.
I reckon Cherry's going to play right centre.
They'll switch Sherry.
I reckon they will. I reckon Cherry will play right centre.
Far out. Yeah, that's another big combination switch.
Huge, yeah. Unless...
No, I think... Well,
yeah, no, that's
I don't
how
think
I
I've
do
ever
it.
not seen Burton play left edge, so
Yeah.
you're probably
and
right.
Didn't Cherry switch to the right a couple of weeks ago for a game or two? Wasn't there? I thought there was... Maybe
With
I'm
Critter
imagining
out.
that. Or maybe he was playing... I don't know. I can't remember.
But
Maybe
yes,
I'm
with
making that
Burton
up.
at centre, you might be right.
Yeah, I would be reasonably confident that Bronson Cherry's going to play right centre in that game, especially if Burton is going to be at centre. I think they'll go Burton left and Cherry on the right. Burton's a left footer, right?
Who?
Matt Burton, left foot kicker?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to have him on the left side of the field. You can't have him on the right, I don't think.
He's always been left.
Yeah, so he'll play left side.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay, so, I mean, it gives you opportunities on both edges because Sherry's a gun defender, but it's hard switching edges, especially on short notice. So the Burton edge, that's going to be vulnerable too. I still like Penrith left edge attacking, McLean, Toto.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Any other stats you want to throw at us?
Nah, that's it, mate.
We get into our side?
Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's kick off at where do you want to kick off? Hooker?
Okay.
Start at top. As it stands right now, I have got Blake Brayley as my 9. I think it is a case of don't outthink the room. I think if Starling has a good game with some attacking stats, I think he'll probably equal Blake Brayley is my sort of logic. So I'm going to keep it simple, stupid with Blake Brayley. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I've got him as well. I'm really tempted by Starling off how good he's been. The other thing with the amount of minutes Starlo played last week, they've got a pretty fresh eye on Paddy there. Does he get an extra 10 minutes? Like, there's every chance. We know Brayley's going to play 80. I think you're right. Don't overthink it. You could go Starlo, but I think Brayley's the play.
All right, let's move to front row forwards. And this is my first one. I'm going a little bit different this week. I'm thinking Lindsay Smith. I like the base stats he gets through. I think Penrith will win this one and win well. Personally, I think that the first guys to get a rest are going to be Leota and Yo. So I'm kind of liking Lindsay Smith in this one. A guy that can score tries. I've seen it a few times throughout the year and whatnot. So I'm leaning towards Lindsay Smith as a little Potterella. What are you thinking?
I like it. I'm not as confident Penrith are going to win comfortably, that players get early rests. I think Penrith will win, but I think it'll be relatively tight, that sort of 1 to 12 range. And I don't think, put it this way, I don't think they're going to get a big enough gap to take players off early. Okay. But Lindsay Smith plays good minutes anyway, and you're right, he can jag a try, good little link game there in the middle as well. So I like that. Another one where, it's front row. You throw a blanket over them, they'll probably score about 70, but I think Joe Tarpany.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Taps. Massive game. Coming off another Meninga medal. It's about the 3rd or 4th year in a row for him. Player of the year at the Raiders. And, yeah, I think I'm going to go Taps. And I also just got him to the Sharks middles. There's a bit of opportunity in around the ruck to score, so due a bit of a tap.
I was looking at it the other day. Yeah, it's his 4th Mal Meninga medal.
Third or 4, yeah.
Yeah, I think the record in a row is Laurie Daly had 4. Josh Papali, also the first active... not the Hall of Fame, what do you call life membership down there as well. Pretty cool to see. Actually, you're the clubhouse leader. What's doing Hooker in front row?
So, I've currently got Brayley in there. He served me well last week, and I expect him to do the same this week. I've got Joe Tarpane as my front row, and in my second row, I actually have Isaiah Yeo.
Yeah, you know what? I just had Yo and I just changed him. I like it. I do like
Yeah.
that one. I've gone for Huddy Young. I just think season on the line, going up against Sharkies there. I didn't have him last week and I regretted it fucking immediately. 101 he scored last week with a sin bin. I know the game went into overtime, but with a sin bin, that's enormous. So Huddy Young's in the back row for me. Who you got?
It's very hard to go against Huddy as well. I've got him in my team, but I've also got in my flex Jacob Preston.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Flex Quando.
He's my, I think, and look, I'm not going to say he's locked into my team, but he's my little Potterella where I just think Penrith don't have major weak links defensively except for Blaze Talangi. We know how much of a handful Jacob Preston is to tackle, runs a great line. I think that's where they're going to go all day at Blaze Talangi. So I've got 2 back rows at the moment because it's funny, like among halfbacks, fullbacks, you normally go straight to your flex with those. There's not a lot of standouts, so
Yeah, very fair. I actually had Corey Horsburgh in my flex as it stands right now.
the Red Dog.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's going to be on Tarpanay. I'm just maybe looking a little bit different, but I think I'm going to tinker with that as the show goes on because there's a few guys I want to try and find spots.
Yeah.
So the more I think about what I said about Hines, the more I kind of want to take a punt on that.
Yeah.
I've already got a couple of Sharkies in there. All right, let's move to our halfback spot. I have got Cleary in here at the moment. I am just too scared not to have him, and I'm too scared not to have either the blue or the orange on him. So Nathan Cleary's a lock for me. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I've got him in. I'm not overthinking that one. And if it was the night game, traditionally maybe a little bit lower scoring, there'd be a temptation. But the fact that he gets the day game as well in what should be dry conditions at this stage, I'm just going to go Nathan Cleary. Like, you mentioned Hines, but comes up against the Raiders who are good, and Trindle gets the better edge to attack at anyway. Fogarty, he's a bit of a sneaky one. Actually outscored Cleary on the weekend, but I think Cleary's the play. And now, look, and if you're right and the Panthers do get out to a decent lead, Cleary's going to be in everything. So
Yeah, very fair. Do it, Kat.
Yeah, same.
Fuck.
Yeah.
God damn
I need a catcher.
Damn it. Okay, let's have a look at the 5'8" position. I'm just jinking around a few things here. I'm actually leaning towards Ethan Strange. All of a sudden, I had Braden Trindle in there, but I don't know. I'm just going to back in my little Nico Hines hypothesis. I'm going to put in Strange at 5'8". What are you doing, Timbuktu?
Yeah, I've got Strange as well. I think he'll probably be the most popular, especially since Burton shifted to centre. I think Blaze is the other sneaky one you could take, but Strange just running a lot. They're sending a lot of attack around him as well. The combination of him and Hutto is just getting better and better and better. So, yeah, I've got Strange. I think he'll be pretty popular there. He's currently the 6th most owned player, but that's also still got like Payne, Haas and Tedesco in it ahead of him, so that's not updated properly. Yeah, I've got Strange.
I will say this about Ethan Strange. Played a 94-minute game on the weekend, scored 61 with a try that had a line break in it.
Yeah, well, there's no great options. That's the thing. You could easily go elsewhere. If you want an antipod and go elsewhere, that's the spot.
Are you going Strange as well, sorry?
I was thinking Strange, but I'm not set on that. It could end up being Trindle. It'll be one of the two.
Yeah, I kind of like the Trindle play.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like just to the point you just made, like Ethan Strange should have been on more points after that many minutes.
Trindle was 63 with 2 try assists, though.
That's true, yeah. Trindle does need to do a lot to
Yeah.
score, but I love that matchup for Trindle this week.
Yeah.
I think you could light him up.
Yeah.
All right, centre wings. As it stands right now, I'm going all in on Mulatalo, scoring a couple of pies in this one. So I've got him as my CTW. What do you got, Timmy?
Well, the man inside him, I've got
Yeah.
Eero. He caused me a lot of pain last year, and I really haven't. I don't know if I've owned him in SuperCoach because I missed out on him infamously last season. He had like 22 runs on the weekend from centre and like 19 tackles. He scored 41. It was like entirely in base. So just gets that good matchup. Matty Timoko, he's battling defensively a bit. I think they're going to hammer that edge, as we've said. And Eero's, again, I don't know what ownership he's going to be, but I think he'll be pretty low. So I'm going to go the Eero play and go inside.
I like that. Mandu, what do you got?
I'm just sticking to the old faithful, Brian To'o.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if
Yeah.
anyone's going to say Toto. I like that.
I was tossing up between those two. I had Toto last week.
What did he score last week, just out of interest?
It wasn't that high. It was a
72.
72, but he only got one try, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
The other one, again, I know it's Penrith, but are we overthinking it? Jacob Kiraz. He had some stupid amount of runs last week again. He's the best in the position.
Do you want to
5
spoiler
offloads.
alert? He's actually my flex.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I don't mind the double CT dub play either, the flex. I could drop like a Preston for a Kiraz or a Toto.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Fullback, I've gone for Weeks as my fullback. Like the game he had last week, I said the other day, I don't know if I'll ever own him in any form of Supercoach, so I think this might be my only opportunity. I want to get other guys in from the Penrith Panthers and whatnot. I actually could go Dylan Edwards here over Weeks, I've just worked out. You can have a max of 3 from each team, can't you? Okay, so I could actually... might consider that. Mine will be Weeks or Dill Edwards. What are you leaning towards at the moment, Timmy?
I've got Edwards. It was another one. I tinkered with anyone else, but like, isn't it funny going through the fullback position, being like your choices are Weeks, Tracy, Edwards, who's been battling Kennedy. They're basically the only playing fullbacks. So we've said this a few times. I think it's a don't overthink it. Like day game, Edwards, like 51 last week. I don't think there was any major attack there. Weeks had 2 tries.
Did Edwards finish the game? I thought he might have come off. I have a feeling he might have played less minutes. I thought I saw that somewhere, but anyway, I could be wrong.
Anyway, yeah, Weeks 2 tries to that. I'm going to go Dylan Edwards, I think.
Mandu, what are you thinking?
I was pretty quick to put KO Weeks in my team. I think when you say to not outthink the room, I think that KO Weeks is just such a good player. And I just see him getting a few this weekend. And I think we'll see that real hunger and I want to be part of it.
Yeah. Ignore me. Dylan Edwards played 67 minutes the week before that.
Yeah.
And mixed up.
Even I can just see like end of the round, Weeks scoring another double again for 60 points. And then Edwards has no major attack and just base and powers his way at 80 and be like, it's so obvious. But like Edwards hasn't looked himself.
I think the other thing that is worth noting with Dylan Edwards, obviously at the back end of that game last week, he goal kicked, didn't he?
He had the last 2, yeah.
So I don't know if we can get some sort of idea whether Nath is goal kicking or not.
What was Nath's concern there?
I don't know, because he was still general play kicking.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I haven't heard an update on it, but we'll see if we can get something this week on that. And yeah, if he is to be goal kicking, I think that is genuine. Don't outthink the room. Have to.
Yeah, if he
go
kicks,
deal.
yeah.
So my flex, as it stands right now, I've got Nico Hines in there at the moment. I'll tell you what, Nico, I thought last week he did sweet FA. He still scored 55.
The man can accumulate a stat.
Yeah. Very, very impressive. So my flex, Nico Hines. Mandu, who'd you have again?
Jacob Kiraz, as it stands.
As it stands, yeah.
I've got the double back rower of Preston and Hudson Young at the moment, but I'm also like, it's Supercoach finals, have a crack with someone that can go big up. But yeah, that's what I've got at the moment. I like the Preston v Blaze.
Yeah, I think that's a good little matchup. All right, stay tuned during the week for any updates or anything. We'll let you know, but we are obviously the biggest decision of the week to be made. Vice captains and El Capitano.
It's hard.
It's fucking hard as shit. Tim, take the floor. Talk to me, my friend.
I went the VC on Cleary last week.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's got to be captain, doesn't he?
I think he has to be. Yep.
Day game. If we got word that he wasn't kicking, you could maybe go elsewhere and just VC him. But I've got the C on him at the moment, and there's not many great options.
Yep.
There's not many high upside options or like really rock solid ones. I've currently got the VC on Joe Tarpany.
Yeah.
Like at least he'll get through his
Never
work.
a bad decision.
No, like he'll get through his work, big numbers. Hopefully he pops a few offloads and he'll score his 70, which sounds boring, but like when your VC's double points, it's also very important.
Yep.
So I'd nearly take it. And then like so many of the other high upside options in, CT dub, fullback, they could also get 40s, Hines, Edwards, etc. So you could nearly go a little double play of Cleary and Edwards. But yeah, I've got Joe Tarpany. If you can cross or get any major attack as well, that can hopefully elevate to 80 or 90. So that's what I'm sitting on at the moment. Cleary, I don't think will change. VC, it could be anyone.
Yeah. Mandu?
Exactly the same. C on Cleary and VC on Tarpany.
Okay. I am thinking C on Cleary, and I am thinking I don't think many people will own him. I don't know how many people will VC him. I think I might go Nico as a little pod play.
Yeah, I think if
you mentioned him before. Do you reckon a lot of people will be on that?
On Nico.
I reckon a lot of people are going to get hot and heavy about Trindle on that left edge and stuff.
Nah, I think the majority. Well, people could go Trindle, but he's at 5'8", right? So it's not like
true.
They're not choosing him over Hines as a natural thing. It's just like, well, Hines competes with Cleary for the halfback spot, and then you can get Trindle at 5'8". So I think if you've got not Hines though in your flex, I think he's a good VC.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how many people end up having Hines in their team this
Same.
week. Yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting watch.
And I'm sort of sitting there looking at my team going, all right, I'm stationed pretty well after week one. If I can be thereabouts after this week and have a good week and be that sort of, 4,000 or 5,000 rank, it won't be that far off the lead if I can go all right this week. Then I've got 2 weeks to throw a couple little wild cards and have a swing at it because it's not going to take much.
I'll tell you what, depending on how it plays out, like next week, we're going to have some decisions on our hands when there's the Reece Walsh, the Ryan Pappenhausen of the world.
Kyle Weeks.
You reckon? I don't know.
Don't give me that look.
I don't know about
Don't give me that look.
I don't
But
know.
yes, we shall.
It. Anything else for this week?
All good, mate.
I want to see you do well here.
Me too.
I want to see you stand and deliver. You've copped a lot of shit on this podcast in the last 2 years.
I've grown a very thick skin in 2025.
Oh, yeah, it's thick.
I do. There's something about the finals concept for me that it's like, it's such a simplified version that for me, I don't overthink it as much.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and just continue with that mentality. Last week, I just picked my team and I was like, that looks good. I'm going to leave it. And then I was really happy. I'm going to kind of take the same approach.
There's no planning or major strategy or thinking ahead. It's just which player in this position scores the most this week. It's great.
It's
Who looks
tailor-made
hungry?
for the vibers out
Yeah.
there.
And I am vibe
Thank God
central.
that woman can vibe.
Yeah.
Queen vibe.
Queen of the vibe.
Queen of the vibe. Queen of the Bible. Instead of the Nile of vibe. Okay. Are we done?
We're done, mate.
We're
Egyptian
done.
joke. I get it. Yeah.
Well, it was a pokies joke, but yes.
Oh, right. I didn't even. Sorry, I don't do
Yeah.
pokies. My bad.
Yeah.
On that note,
Oh, I have friends and I don't have to sit in the pokies. Mad. Sick one, cat. All right. Thank you for joining us once again on Beers and Breakevens. Make sure you reach out to Blue Wealth Property. Their link is down below in the description. Make a discovery call. Get yourself some education for the future. And Lontel, they've done big things over the weekend. Things are absolutely flying over there, moving quicker than ever before. Kempy downloaded a game in 4 minutes, which I don't know what the fuck that means, but apparently it blew people away. Absolutely blew them away.
was it Rugby League Live?
I assume so.
2?
Love to be in that game. That'd be cool. Anyway, it's been a pleasure as always, and we'll see you next week on Beers and Breakevens.